Yo, it's your boy Rather Guy. We back with another video. Today we are at the Value Village and I'm about to show y'all how to make something out of nothing. Alright, we about to make something out of nothing. We about to go in there and we about to go get whatever we find. Whatever I can get my hands on, I'm gonna paint today. Alright, you feel me? Let's go. $10, bro. It should be like $2, bro. Not bad paint. Micro Tims for the shin. As you can see, we're back in the studio. I just got back from the thrift store and I'm about to show y'all what I got, and I'm gonna get into the paint, get into the artwork, you know. Y'all showed me mad love on the last vid, so we just gonna keep them rolling. We're gonna keep it going, you know what I mean? I wanna give y'all the best show I could give y'all. And let's get into it. So what I got, let's go through the first thing. This is the first thing I got. It's this, I don't know, somebody's artwork, some little kid's artwork. I don't know why they would even put this in the thrift and not hang it up on the fridge or on the wall. That just shows you how people value art. They don't really value art as much as they should. Like, even though this is not like stupid crazy, it still might be stupid crazy for like a third grader or a fourth grader if they made this, you know what I mean? Not bad painting, but because it's at the thrift store, unfortunately, I am gonna just like paint over it, all right? So we got that. Secondly, I got this safe. No key, but it does open up. It doesn't open up. Okay, but inside of this, you can put whatever you need. Money, whatever. You feel me? Boom. Tricycle. Why? Why not? Third, you see the fucking drip. Like, come on. You see the fit. I got trench coat. Probably vintage shit. You see the pants, vintage. You see the sneaks. Come on now. Some may say I put that shit on. In the words of others, other people just call me the swag master, like all sorts of like shit like that, because I do like just pushing on a regular. Like literally, I just put shit on. All right, take that literally. All right, but you know, we about to talk about today making something out of nothing. What does that mean? What does that mean to me? Making something out of nothing means literally what I said. Making something out of nothing. So if you have nothing, you gotta make something out of it. So when I was a kid, this is something that I used to do a lot. I used to go in my backyard and grab like boxes and all sorts of stuff and just kind of like make whatever. I didn't have a ton of toys or whatever. I didn't really like playing with toys like that much anyway. So my thing was just to always like kind of just create whatever I want to create. You feel me? Out of nothing. Why is it important to do that? Because you might not always have the funds. You might not always have the means. And you might not always feel like actually making something, you know what I mean? You might not always feel like purchasing something. So for you to find things like found objects, think about some of the best artists. They really just use whatever is in their vicinity, and they create with what they have. You know what I mean? Don't think you need all the fancy supplies. I used to think I needed all the fancy supplies, all the crazy brushes, all the crazy paints, all the crazy medium and everything just to make a good artwork. But honestly, all I needed was my brain and the ability to think creatively. And so that brings us to our first step, how to make something out of nothing. Have a creative vision. What is a creative vision? We all have creative vision. Like, we definitely all have it, whether you believe it or not. A creative vision is basically like, you wake up one morning and you're like, oh, I want to paint a picture of this, or I'm going to paint a picture of that. Or, damn, I just thought about, like, what if phones didn't need to be charged? Like, what if phones just worked all the time? So, like, that's a creative idea. Then you figure out, okay, how am I going to execute it? That would be our second step. How do we execute it? What do I need to execute this idea? Third step would be the execution of it. So, when we talk about making something out of nothing, when it comes to the execution part, one thing I do is I always think about, what can I afford? So, like I said, we went to the thrift store and we copped stuff because what do I look like getting something brand new? You know what I mean? You create value. By me painting this, I'm giving this box more value than what I bought it at. So, honestly, that's the whole idea of making something out of nothing. This is like a matte black. I like the way that this is looking. It's already like 10 times better than the way I got it. You know what I mean? Already fly. I'm gonna do some more painting on that. Probably use my paint marker, do some faces or whatever on that. But let me get into this painting right here. I think I really need to go over it. I should probably just go over this. Damn, I don't got a lot of red left. Yeah, I might as well just red it out. Just go ahead and red it out and then paint over it. Oh, hold on. They told me I should wear a mask. So let me use my scarf. By the way, it's fall. It's fall now, so like I gotta pop out trench coat, scarf. Like, it's fall now. It's any excuse to bring out your fall clothes right now. All right, go ahead and get into that. Boom, redded it out. Now we're gonna let that sit and dry too. Making something out of nothing, you definitely have to learn how to improvise. Improvisation is a big part of improvisation is a big part of making something out of nothing. Improvisation skills. How do you improvise? Well, if I don't have this, what do I substitute it for? If I can't do this, what am I gonna do? Oh, I ran out of this paint. What am I gonna do? Gotta be able to improvise really quickly. Personally, I've definitely had to improvise a lot. I remember, and I talked a little bit about art school last time, but when I was in art school, there was a lot of times where we had to buy oil paints. I was in a painting class. We had to buy oil paints, right? And now, if there's any oil painters watching this, I'm an oil painter too, but oil paints are mad expensive, yo. Like, and we had to get like the big ass tubes, bro. And like, you had to spend like close to $400 for the paint. And I was working like 2 jobs on campus and another job trying to just make the money to, you know what I mean, support that that class to get those supplies. And so one time I remember I just could not afford to get supplies. Like, I just could not afford it. So what I have to do, I had to improvise. Now, you want to know what I did? I started going to the art room like mad late, right? And I just started like taking other people's supplies and like just using other people's supplies on my painting when nobody was there, because the work still had to get done. You know what I mean? Luckily, there was other people that could afford to continue getting paint. And I want to thank everybody that let me like do that for real too. But I had to improvise, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to improvise and you got to make something out of nothing. I should be wearing a mask while I'm doing this. Ben's not wearing a mask, y'all. Pray for him. This is a good addition to my to the neighborhood, man. A good addition to the neighborhood. Y'all see what we got going on in here in the studio, the neighborhood. We got the tricycle in here now. I think I'm gonna do like a pattern on here too with some paint. It's a good challenge to make something out of nothing too. Like, I challenge everybody watching this video to go out to the thrift store or to go somewhere, find something, could be something from the fucking trash, and make some art out of it. You know what I mean? It don't gotta be exactly what I'm doing right now, but something, make some art out of it. Man, the studio's mad like spray painting right now. We just breathing in fumes, whippets, man. We just in here getting high. Shit. We still like, shit, we still making art though. Fuck it. All right, boom. We gonna let this dry. Let me see if this is dry yet. Okay. This did good. Let's add another little small coat on the front. Boom. Just let that dry. Let's see if this is dry yet. Still a little wet. All right, gotta go ahead and wait for this to dry. All right, we back in it. Got my spray paint here. About to do some more spray paint on the bike. Original Rather God piece here. I think I was talking about value and how value is created. You create value. I just thought about The Cat in the Hat. Have you ever seen the movie The Cat in the Hat, bro? You ever seen that movie? Bro, that movie is so, like, the colors in that movie is so crazy. They went stupid with the color palette in that movie. But you create value for artwork. You know what I mean? The value comes from what you value the art as. You know what I mean? So if you want to get $1 million for a painting, you can get $1 million for a painting. You just gotta find somebody that's gonna pay that amount. You know what I mean? But if you value your work at that much, then that's how much you should get. That goes with anything. Value is created. It's not given. And so when we talk about making something out of nothing, you think about how much you might have spent on something and think that that is the value of it. but actually the value changes because this is not the same bike that it was when I first got it. It's a completely different bike now. My hands touched it. You know what I mean? Once your hands touch something and you're an artist, the value increases. Because when you create something that's like your child, this is my child right here, you know? This is kind of crazy, bro. We did so good at the thrift today. Tires. Probably not gonna get the tires perfect, but that's straight. We got this little bell. It don't work no more. Wait, do it? No. Oh, there you go. Boom. So we just completed the bike. I wanted to get that out the way. We're just gonna have this in the studio, and it's just a good addition. This is a conversation piece. It's like you look at this and you ask like, a tricycle, why is it painted yellow and orange? What was the artist thinking? Oh my gosh, this is such a magnificent abstract piece. I need this on my wall. It's like, what the fuck? What is this? You know what I mean? Somebody have a conversation about this. Whole time I just bought this for like $10 at the thrift store and threw some spray paint on it. So art is whatever you make it. Make something out of nothing. Boom. Now we're gonna go ahead and go to our box. I'm gonna put money in this when I'm stupid up. So like I'm about to really tweak this box out to perfection for real. I'm gonna paint, do some hand painting. Let me take off my scarf, man. I was trying to swag too hard on y'all right now, and it's doing me a disservice. My approach lately to art has really been inspired a lot by jazz. Like, I don't know if y'all listen to jazz or like what type of music y'all are inspired by, but like I listen to jazz a lot, especially like John Coltrane, and it's another jazz musician. His name is Archie Shepp, and also Sun Ra, of course, Pharoah Sanders. Like all these jazz artists, my favorite albums from all of them are like the ones where they have just like, it's just craziness, you know? They call it controlled chaos because it's just a lot of, it sounds like a lot of noise, but in actuality, it's notes all making sense, all coming together and creating like this one harmonious piece of music. And so lately that's really been my approach with art. It's been kind of like, okay, let me get out of the mind frame of thinking I have to create something that is perfect, something that is an already put together composition, and let me just create something that is like jazz, you know what I mean? It flows on its own. You create the harmony in a controlled, chaotic manner. That's just how I kind of am living my life right now. Not chaotic, but like controlled chaos. You know what I mean? Like my studio, it's a mess, but it's a controlled mess. It's not a mess that's like, I don't know where things are. I'm like coming in here tripping on stuff. It's like I know exactly where everything is at. It's just not in any specific place. And so when I create art, I think the same way. It's like, how can I make all these different ideas that I have make sense with one another? Which is why I could paint a bike like this and then come over here and do like my character, these faces, you know what I mean? These faces that I do. What I'm about to do on this box is I'm about to paint the N-word like a bunch of times. And if y'all watch some of my other videos, y'all know. And if y'all just like look at my artwork in general, I really just paint the N-word a lot. I don't really have to go through that again, but you know the vibe by now. And if you're an artist and you could paint the N-word, if you black, you could paint the N-word. Like, we all should be painting the N-word, because why not? You know what I mean? You can do it. Let's do it. Boom. I'm about to do the first one right here. Here. Do the outline burnt umber. And then I'll come in with another color afterwards. Jazz is such a like essential part of my practice, like all types of jazz. Like, it's not even just like traditional jazz. I like Brazilian jazz, Spanish jazz, like all types of jazz really influence my creation and my brain, because I feel like that's how my brain works. My brain works in jazz, and it's just like everything. A lot of my thoughts and a lot of things that I think of work in my space, you know what I mean, in my mind frame, just like how probably yours does. Like, that probably don't make no sense, but that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, that made perfect sense to me, but it probably made no sense to you, because my brain is just like jazz, just always moving. I'm always thinking about the next thing, what I'm gonna do next, or what I'm gonna create next, or how I'm gonna present this, or how I'm gonna present that. It just moves like that, moves like jazz. But I think everybody should take the time to really learn how their brain works. How does your brain work? What can you compare it to? You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments if you're watching this. How does your brain work, and what is it comparable to? I said mine is jazz. What is yours? Is yours rap? Is yours rock music? Is it the beach? Like, you just mad calm? Like, what's the word? It's weird sitting in here and just like talking to y'all from here. Usually when I'm painting, I'd be like, I'd throw on a cartoon or something. I'll just be watching a cartoon in here painting, and really just vibing, listening to music too. That's one thing. Another thing I would say, like, I'd be in here listening to music and watching like a cartoon or something. My brain gotta be like overly stimulated, and I'll be like working on like multiple pieces. Like, you see, I just bounced from the bike over to this right here. Like, that's just how I move, for real. I like to work on a bunch of things at different time. Whenever I'm preparing for like a show, when I'm preparing to present a body of work, I'm always working on like mad pieces, just so I know, like, okay, what direction I want to go. I'll make sure I have a lot of pieces. So I could be working on like five. I'd say the most pieces I worked on at the same time is probably like 6. I had 6 going at the same time, all in this room, and I would just bounce around from each one, making sure that I like was staying consistent with the same color palette and expanding upon like the same idea. You know what I mean? That's really why I like to work on multiple works at the same time, because then when you look at it later, it's very obvious that I created them around the same time, same period of time, for real. But it's been a minute since I painted on just like something, not a canvas or something, not like a wall or something. Like, it's been a minute since I just painted on like something mad random, like this box. So this is kind of cool for me. Back to that creating with no expectations, you know what I mean? That's a big thing, like creating with no expectations of getting anything out of it, you know? Sometimes we get stuck in that that money mindset where we're like, yeah, I gotta make some money off of this. Like, you'll be making it and you'll be like, yeah, I gotta make some money off of this, or nah, this is about to go crazy. This is viral. Where it's like, just if you don't put any expectations on it, first, well, number one, you won't be disappointed when you don't meet those expectations, and then two, it just makes the process a whole lot funner, a whole lot better, because it's like, I just made this because I wanted to make it. I wasn't making this for any specific reason. Like, I'm not making this for somebody to buy this for like $1 million. Even though I did tell you, like, it is worth that. That is what I believe it's worth. That doesn't mean that that's what I'm gonna get as soon as this is done. You know what I mean? Because that's honestly not what this is about. Creation isn't about that. I can't remember who made this quote, but I remember hearing this quote where it was like, God steps out the room whenever he hears money, or the term money, or whenever you charge for something. Basically, God steps out the room. So, like, to me, how I interpreted that was like, money is a really earthly idea. You know what I mean? You can't take money with you when you die. So what is it really? When I talk about creative value, somebody created the value for money. Somebody said that this paper has this value. So for you to hold that so dearly and worship that, I can see why, you know what I mean, God would step out the room as soon as you get money for something, or as soon as you sell something. Art is a real, like, spiritual thing. Creation is very spiritual in a sense, because you're making something out of nothing, like we've been saying. Think about it. Like, really think about it. You start off with nothing, like a blank canvas, or you start off with this bike, something that was old and beat, and you end up with something new and creative that is a representation of you. You know what I mean? A representation and reflection of you. So the idea of creation is very spiritual. It's like having a kid. Like, it's comparable to having a kid, because all your art is your children. You feel me? And so think about if you were to sell one of your children. Like, how does that sound? Because as a human being, it might be a little bit different, but still, like, it still carries the same weight as that, because it's creation. It just doesn't physically come from you, you know what I mean? But it comes from your head. It's an idea. Everything starts off as an idea. The world started off as an idea, and then it became what it is. I mean, we're not gonna get too much into that. I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy just yet, but we get into that a little bit later. But boom, today I just showed you how to make nothing out of something. Here's our end product, man. Check me out, check me out, check me out. Let me pull up right quick so I get a better look. You see this? I told you I'm about to really put, like, cash in this and handcuff it to me. I'm gonna just walk around with this box from now on. And I'm like, what the fuck he even got in there? Straight cash, you feel me? Cash box. Appreciate y'all for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out some of my other videos that I got up. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace out from the neighborhood. Thank you for joining me today. Today we turn nothing into something.